So we're going to look at our first resume of the day. The idea here isn't to blast them out of existence with the resume review, but to actually give some practical tips on how to improve these resumes so they're more likely to get a job with whatever's on here, or give them an idea of things to work on as they go through their journey, things that they can add to make themselves more marketable, right? So we're not here to give them a hard time. we're here to give the folks whose resumes are in here, really good, valuable feedback. And some of the folks should be in chat tonight. So feel free, if this is your resume, feel free to ask follow-up questions or hit me up in Discord afterwards, and I will be happy to answer those. All right, without any more ado, let's dive in here. So this person is a Cyber Common Technical Core instructor, writer, network module lead. So basically they're setting the tone, hey, I'm an instructor and I focus in network stuff specifically right now. They have a Gmail, they have a LinkedIn here, good stuff. I will tell you, for those who aren't using LinkedIn well, do so, because folks, hiring managers and folks who are going to interview, if they're going to look at LinkedIn. And guess what? You have a lot more space than you do on a resume. So this person has this is Cam's, this person has 2 pages, but LinkedIn profile, you can be as big, as verbose as possible. And if you're doing research and blogs, you can put them in there and those folks can go look at those blogs, look at your interactions with the community. Really great place to talk yourself up is LinkedIn. So definitely do that. All right. So retired Marine Corps. I won't do any Marine Corps jokes tonight, maybe a little bit later. I'm Army retired, so I can talk crap. All right, so veteran, Marine Corps veteran, results driven, 4 years of specialized experience in cyberspace operations, cyber instruction, operational planning. So first sentence, they're setting the tone of what we are to expect here in the rest of the resume. We're expecting to see all of these items that were mentioned. Strong background in designing, leading and delivering advanced cyber training, proven leader in technical instruction, cyber readiness, and team development, skilled communicator, public speaking, mentoring, talent acquisition, adept at translating complex technical concepts into real world applications. So, not too bad, pretty good start. You're setting the tone for the rest of this. We'll see if you have the proof here. You could probably be a little bit more detailed about the things, the value you're providing folks besides these. These are super high level. And this is going to be the first thing they read. So I would suggest making this a little bit stronger, talking more in depth about the actual hard technical skills that you're bringing to the table. Definitely some good stuff there. I think you can tweak it, improve it a little bit more. Something I do like here, we have certifications at the top. So this is especially good for other folks who don't have any real world experience. Put them up top. It's like a newspaper where you do the most important things first. So he has them up here, which is fantastic. We have a Sec Plus, TryHackMe Sec 1. We have a Cisco Certified Support Technician Networking. We even have that he's pursuing a Blue Team Level 1. So what's great here is that he's pursuing one thing, which is fantastic, right? Some people I've seen with 3 or 4 things that they're pursuing. You can't do that. I know Cam is actually pursuing 2 different things at once, but he only put 1 here, so good for you. So not bad, right? You're catching my attention. They're doing stuff. He's qualifying for entry-level positions. We've already spoken about BTL1 in Discord, so definitely good stuff there. Let's look at his professional experience. So he is an instructor, a writer, a network module lead. So he's trained 163 students in both offense and defensive cyber operations with a high pass rate. He's designed labs, which is really good, and capture the flag scenarios in pen testing, network analysis, and post-exploitation techniques. He's the lead instructor for networking. He's authored courseware using different tools, Markdown, Python scripting, Git repositories, PCTE, CVTE. He talks about the different topics he's instructed on and continuously updated curriculum to reflect real world stuff. So the last one's a little fluff for you. All right, so Here's the danger you put yourself in with this stuff. If you don't feel confident with answering this, because as an interviewer, I'm gonna ask you about all this stuff. Like, okay, talk to me about some of the challenges you're doing in pen testing. Talk to me about some of the scripting that you've done. These are things that are going to come out in the interview. So I'm sure you feel very confident with these, but for those of you who are fluffing up your resume with stuff, I've had it almost, I would say 90% of the interviews, people fluff their resumes up, and when I ask them about the topics, they crumble. You're going to fail the interview if that's you, if you do that. Don't do that. Make sure whatever you put in your resume, you can talk to strongly, right? You don't want to look like a deer in the headlights when I ask you about this stuff. But he's teaching it. I'm sure he can talk to it really well. Just wanted to put that out there. I thought it was a good learning point for most people. So pretty strong. That's pretty good. So he's been doing it since 2024 to present. So that's what, a year and a half, if my math is correct. So pretty good. That means you should, at a minimum, be pretty competitive for an entry level position for sure. But we also have some additional stuff down here. Future Operations Chief from June 2023 to August 2024, so a year. So you're led cyber defense planning for a cyber warfare group, and with NSA collaboration, assisted in developing rotational frameworks. So this is all operational level, which means for folks out there who aren't kind of in this world, so we have two different levels, right? We have management, which is where I'm at now, which sucks, which is what this operations chief stuff did. And then we did more technical hands-on stuff here, which is what the instructor network module lead stuff is. So he actually has a pretty good balance. He'd probably make a really good manager in a SOC as well. I'm gonna go through the last experience. I see you have a question, Cam. I'll answer that in a second. So his other one, so from September 2021 to June 2023, he was a cyberspace warfare operator. Sounds very fancy. And executed defensive cyberspace operations supporting DoD, simulated adversary TTPs, pretty cool. Conducted network enumeration, traffic analysis, lateral movement detection, cool. Supported threat hunting missions, very cool. So I would say with this all encompassing together, right, he's been in cybersecurity since 2021. He should be in a really, really strong space. Now, does it speak directly to being a SOC analyst? In some spaces, yeah, like this cyber warfare operator, maybe. Well, it says he conducted network enumeration, traffic. So traffic analysis, yeah. Lateral movement detection. So some of this does line up, maybe not exactly with a SOC analyst, but the skills definitely are usable for SOC analysts, SOC managers, things like that. So definitely nothing wrong with this. I think it's a great resume here. So we have a question, for example, with scripting, let's say it's a video interview. Is it okay to show examples of some scripts or just speak to things? More than likely, you're just going to be able to speak to those, Cam. You could, I actually haven't had anyone share those with me. Maybe you would share a link to your Git repo and then I can look through those. Or if you have a lot of examples, I would add your Git repo link in here. And it would be something as a hiring manager, I would go there to your Git repo beforehand to see what you've been getting up to. That is something I definitely do. I look at that because I want to, and sometimes it's scary because I dive into a lot of places and it's not that you're failing the interview, it's that I want to know everything that you know. I want to know essentially what I'm buying as a hiring manager, right? I'm investing a lot of money into a person. So I want to know what I'm getting for that money. So I'm going to ask questions all over the place. And I want to imagine how you're fitting into my current staff. Are you filling in areas where we're currently weak? Do I foresee that you're going to be a good leader? Where do I see you moving throughout the organization as your career grows? So I'm going to be asking a lot of questions to help me visualize how you're going to fit into my organization. So that was a little bit more than you asked, but hopefully that answered your question, Cam. All right, education. So we see that we have a bachelor's in computer science with a concentration in cybersecurity. Perfect. That hits a lot of government stuff. We want to see something related to cybersecurity. Concentration here. Beautiful. And it also helps you where for any entry level position, You either have to have a certain amount of experience or degree. You have both, so you fit into those. I forget what the government term is for LCATs or something like that. But you fit in there nicely, so you qualify for a lot of stuff. So I know you're worried about being able to get roles wherever you're at. If they have cybersecurity roles, you should be a fit. You should be getting an interview for it just based off of what I'm seeing so far. Let's see, you got your skills down here. These are things I would ask you questions about as well. So pretty good. Let's see, projects. And then he's working on a game plan or a video game for cybersecurity. So this is a good talking point too. So that's pretty cool. We also see that he has a clearance. So you would be a very attractive candidate. So I think you said you're still in the military currently. Cool. You should be getting a lot of callbacks if you start putting in for places around wherever you're going. Just put that out there. You should be getting callbacks. Besides improving a little bit on your summary up here, maybe in completing your blue team level 1, doing those two things, you should be in a really good spot. You, with your experience, you should be actually in a really good place to get callbacks even without blue team level 1. You're in a really good spot. So just keep that in mind. A cybersecurity role in the government, though, you will probably need one more certification like the CYSA. That would be something I would look at. So look at 8570. Oh, okay, you're already out. You should be getting callbacks. If not, let's have a conversation. Maybe you're looking at the wrong roles. This is a really good resume that I would be calling and saying, hey, I want to interview this person. So just putting that out there. So if your resume looks like this and you want to work in Charleston, Hawaii, or Germany, hit me up. I can hook you up with a place to put in a resume.